Hello there, and welcome to Allshorts. Well, I was going to stream this on my woodworking channel, which would, I suppose, have made some sense. Yeah, it's on. But I thought, what the hell? Let's do it on Allshorts for a change. Now, I don't normally do this on Allshorts, apart from I want to talk about what's going on as well. So it's not just about me making stuff. You know, I have to do work as well these days. You know, keep the wolf from the door, as you do. So I'm making some shutters, like these over here. So I'm making shutters, and I want to talk about what's going on as well while I do it. I suppose it seems like a plan. So there's my bench. I've got some wood there ready, and we're going to make, like I say, some of these shutters. Now these aren't finished yet. I've got to put the brace. These are ledge and brace shutters. A bit like a, I suppose like a gate really. But these are typical French shutters. I sell quite a few of these. Not quite so much these days since Brexit. Yes. It buggered my business. I was just fortunate I got a job coming, so I thought I'd do one. Not do one, like, you know, do a job. Yeah. Someone wants to give me money, which is very handy because it's, you know, times do get a little bit tough at times. Times get tough. Yeah, it does get a bit hard at times, keeping the wolf from the door. Since Brexit, as you probably, some of you already probably know, my business in France was making shutters, doors, and windows. Most of my business was for Brits who move over here, you know, English who move over here, and Scottish, and Irish, Northern Ireland, Welsh, Yorkshire, everywhere. They move over here, and they buy an old house like this one. You know, well, this is my workshop, yeah, but our house, which was complete and utter wreck when we bought that. And we'd, had to renovate it. And not everybody has the skills or, you know, all the facilities to be able to do the work for themselves. So, you know, they call upon people like me. But since Brexit, there's a lot less people moving to France, for instance, especially locally here. A lot of them the British have moved back because they can't cope with the administration. But they're just frightened, you know. Not all of them are trying to scam the system and stuff like that. A hell of a lot of them do, though. That I can promise you. Working on the black, still, and it's hard working on the black here. You can't. It's not like the UK. Really easy to work on the black in the UK and get your P&O qualification. You know, come over in your P&O ferry, and all of a sudden you're a builder. You don't. You know, you put some paint on your walls and might have pointed the stonework yourself. You thought, oh, that's okay. I'll get paid doing this. And all of a sudden you. As far as you're concerned, you're a qualified builder. Yeah. I've seen that work. Sadly, some people really have got caught out by a lot of the British moving, you know, to France to do this work. I understand why the people get put themselves in a position where they moved here and they thought everything's going to be rosy, it's all going to be easy, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be so cheap to live here. And then they realise they've got no money. And they think to themselves, well, what do we do? I know, I can do building work now because I've painted my walls in my house. Yeah. I've learned it on the internet, been watching lots of YouTube videos. And now I think I'm safe to say I am a builder. So what they do is they register themselves as man of all hands, you know, like somebody who can do anything if they register. Usually with the AE scheme, which is the Auto Entrepreneur Scheme. I've been on that, which I've gone back onto now because my business, that's the only way I can sustain it. Because in France, if you're like on the Real Sympathy or something like that, you have to pay your minimum cotisation, and that's fine when you're earning money, because obviously you got, you know, you got money coming in to pay the taxes. But if you've got nothing coming in, you've still got to pay 4,000 to 6,000 euros as the estimate, forecasted estimate. Well, then all of a sudden you can't do that because you've got the money coming in. So it's a bit of a bummer for a lot of people. So yeah, it's just something you've got to do, isn't it? I suppose. But what happens is you get a lot of people working over here who, well, they're not qualified to do the work. A lot of them aren't insured to do the work. So I don't know if you realise this, to do building work in France, where you're going to do the installation, you have to have a thing called a decennial insurance. And basically it's a 10-year insurance policy. So you are insuring your work for 10 years. So if you go there, like for instance, I don't do fitting anymore for shuttle work or anything like that. When I had to have this insurance because I had to guarantee my work. And it isn't cheap. Not at all. In fact, it's cost me $3,000 for one minute just for me to be insured. I just can't. I pulled out. Then so I can't do fitting anymore. So I'm just like, I don't do that anymore. So, but then again, I'm busy doing this stuff. I'm busy doing the YouTube videos on this channel, but also my woodworking channel. My point being is, there's a lot of people who come over here. They're not qualified to do the work, and they're not necessarily contributing into the system. But I do feel for some, not all of them, but I do feel for some of them because, in the end of the day, they're doing some of them are doing what they need to do to be able to survive with food on the table. Others are doing it just to scam the system. And unfortunately, a lot of them are. Which is a bit shocking, really. Embarrasses me, it makes me feel very uncomfortable because it is a stereotype now. So it is something that many who move over here are doing. And it shouldn't really be possible because you have to have a thing called a SIRI number. And the SIRI number is basically your registration number for doing, to be able to work here. Like your tax reference number for your business. So you've got to have this SIRI number or siren number to be able to work. And it's categorised to the category of work that you do. They're not in France, they're not really big on like man of all hands, you know what I mean, as in a DIY, somebody who can lend a hand to everything. In France, they're very much into, you've been qualified, doing the work that you're qualified to do. Very much so. If you're a plumber, you're a plumber. You don't do woodworking, for instance. Woodworking's not quite that big an example, but you're not an electrician, that's better. That's it. You're either a plumber or an electrician. Unless you're qualified in both. And then you can add the categories to your tax number. So it's 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 actually quite hard to work on the black. And if you're going to work on the black, it's pretty big and obvious you're breaking the law. Especially if you can't provide a correct SIRI number. And if you're working in people's houses, I'm pretty certain you're supposed to have this to send your insurance. If it's building work, that is, because you've got to be able to guarantee it. So it's a bit of it can be a bit of a minefield. But, it's one of them things you have to do, isn't it, Anyway, let's see who's here. Hopefully people can hear me. It's me yabbering on. I don't know if anyone will actually hear me. I've already said the question. As you do. Well, as I do. Can you hear me? Let's have a look. Anyway, who have we got here anyway? Hello, Tommy Guns, Butterfly. P. Dallas, Context, hello there. Hello, Simon Carr. Mo Green, hello there. Well, no one said. Oh, you can hear me well. Lovely jubbly, that's what I want to hear. Well, I've got battery here just in case. I'm ready to plug in if I have to. I keep forgetting about. The battery goes out of the phone, and then all of a sudden, I've got to rejoin the stream and put the battery back in, and I've got to reboot, and whatever. You know the score. But anyway, I'm making some shutters, and I want to just chat with you guys. There's a lot going on, isn't there? There's a lot going on, and and there you go. My wood burners, that's roaring away. You see that there? Made out of old. My finger in the right place. No, that way. Up a bit there. That one there. That thing there. Well, that's my wood burner. I made out of old wheels, car wheels, a gas bottle, and bits from my old wood burner, which rotted away. And it works brilliantly. It's actually a sawdust burner. If you look at that little thing at the top there, that looks like an antenna coming out of the top. That's got nothing to do with R2-D2 or, I don't know, Minions or anything. Anyway, that goes into the middle of the fire and provides oxygen where the sawdust is, so it doesn't suffocate the fire. So it has air, so it's burning from the inside out. It works really well. I don't know if you can hear it, but it is actually roaring away. I can hear it. I might show you in a minute. Anyway, so how do you feel about what has been said by Angela Rayner? If you're not already all favour with it, Angela Rayner pretty much alluded that the well, she said pretty much that the Labour's policy on policing was effectively shoot first, ask questions later. Now, how does that work with stop and search? There's already a major problem with stop and search. And now they're saying, don't ask questions? Okay. Well, so that was a response towards terrorism, I must admit. My feeling about terrorism is I'd rather capture these people instead of just shooting them, because quite frankly, you might be able to... There'd be a chain, wouldn't there? There'd be a chain of people, and find out what's going on, like you do, people bring drugs into the country and stuff like that. Shoot me in the leg instead. Maim them. So yes, I'm making a shutter. And obviously it won't be a quick job because I'm talking at the same time. I'm not really concentrating on what I'm doing. So, so all I have to do is, you see, with this wood, when it comes in, it's never, ever 100% straight. Now, I'll be making these shutters on my other channel, and I've done two shows, two live shows doing shutters on my woodworking channel. I thought, well, I'll do it on here because I don't really want to drown that with me just making shutters all the time. In fact, we are making something else as well for the, because we're doing that rewilding thing when they're making bird boxes and stuff like that. But I'm making some wacky bird boxes as well. And one in particular is a Darth Vader TIE Fighter bird box. It isn't finished. I'll show you, I'll bring it to you. Oh, I've got it. Figgis. Oh, heavy. Oh, good deal. Oh, God. There's no room. Here it comes. Oh. It's not finished. No, obviously got more details to go on it, but that's how far we got. And it needs obviously a lot of sanding and painting and filling and stuff. But I made a terrible mistake. And I painted it just to get a coat on it, just so I seal it as I go. I'll start rotting from the inside out. And I left it on the workbench, my little workbench area outside, was all uncovered and what have you. I painted it away. Well, yeah, fine, leave it there. And I forgot about it. Big mistake. We also had a wind. It's about a week ago now. And we had this wind. The TIE Fighter went flying. Literally. It landed, a word of a lie, about 25 metres on our field, just in front of our solar panels, just over there. And, yeah, it had a bit of a rough landing. I had to glue it back together again. It's not designed to fly. It's going to be a bird box, believe it or not. For a great tip bird box. It's got a bit big. I don't know why, but it's just ended up that size. But there you go. I was sort of winging it. Anyway, there's just scraps of wood that I got. And just knock it up. It's got a plastic liner inside, which is actually an old popcorn what's it inside there. So I haven't done the back yet, but I'm not going to do too much on the back. As you can see, we're starting to get there with it. That is the, something, what was that called again? Something viewpoint. Ventricular, some stupid name it's got. And these are the solar array wings, apparently. You didn't realise that, but you didn't know that. Anyway, I've got to put that away. I'm going to get on. I want to make loads of that sort of thing as well. I'm making some ordinary bird boxes and bat boxes, and I'm going to make an owl box as well. But I thought it'd be a bit of fun on the other channel to be making that as well. As a TIE Fighter. As you do. Why the hell not? Apart from it takes 5 times, 6 times, 7 times longer to do, to make these things. But it's all a bit of fun, isn't it? Oh, what else we got here now? Lost in France. Yeah, I thought it'd be a film. I could have almost like, of all these like TIE Fighters and X-Wings and all sorts of stuff, all bird boxes and stuff. I thought it might look really cool amongst the trees, that's what I thought. Oh dear, that made me laugh. Thank Emperor Palpatine. Oh dear. Oh yeah. Yes, I love Star Wars. The thing about Star Wars is that I saw New Hope when I was a kid, and my sister took me, and that was it. I was obviously that tall then. Yeah, I'm this tall now. Yeah, I'm that wide. Yeah. Anyway, it's whenever I think about Star Wars, even the new ones, I hate the fact that it's Disney now, but even now, it brings back the good memories. You know what I mean? I think the thing about Star Wars, it took you to another place. you know. And even back then, I know, you know, you look at some of these old sci-fi type films of yesteryear, and you watch these films and you think, oh, crikey, did we actually think that was good? God, the special effects are so rubbish. But actually, for Star Wars, it's still quite watchable. Probably because they used all models. Yeah. Oh, where's it gone? Oh, it's over there. Because they used all models and whatever, you know, and special camera angles and stuff like that, instead of trying to be like some weird sort of stuff. Yeah, but it's well, that weird thing he's riding looks a bit odd, isn't it? That was a bit kind of, you know, animated. But yeah, no, they're good times. I think they're good times. It allows you to sort of drift away from the rubbish that we have to deal with today. And I know what I do with obviously the Allshorts, like politics and stuff like that. No, I just read the stuff. I think, oh god, this is stupid. Let's talk about it, and that's basically it. But it's a lot of it's really depressing. I'm absolutely honest with it. A lot of it's really, really depressing. Some of it's like, what the hell, you know, face palm. You know, what on earth is going on? How can people believe this stuff? And now we've got Angela Rayner. She's saying on here, that, I'm looking at Yahoo News up here, and it says, shoot terrorists first, ask questions later. That's not be funny. After whatever was going on, you got Krista Dick and what have you, you know, and she's failed, didn't she, in the last 5 years? And now we've got people like Angela Rayner, who I have to admit, I did tickle somewhat when she said Tories are scum, because, not be funny, she's only just stating the fact, isn't she? Maybe she shouldn't do it in Parliament, but, you know, it's true. Hey, whatever! Hello there. Simon says. No, there wouldn't be no notification. I probably not, because I've already put quite a few videos on in the last 24 hours, and you only had 3 notifications, so it probably wouldn't have been a notification. I just winged it. I thought I'd just put it on, just for happens. Yeah. And I would have normally put it on the community as well, but the thing about notifications, I have 3 and 24 hours, and I've already overdone that with the videos. Yeah, I haven't watched this year, Heather. Star Wars: The Mandalorian. I haven't watched it this year. What I tend to do is, because I'm tight, in fact I'm broke, but what I do is I tend to, last time I waited until quite a few series built up, because I tend to binge watch them, you see. So instead I've got to wait another week for another one. So, and that way I can save money. Because the only thing I'm interested in on Disney is Mandalorian. So I wait until, you know, there's a bit of a backlog going on, and then I'll subscribe, and then I can just, it's over now. and then cancel my subscription. So that way I've only done like maybe 1 or 2 subscriptions instead of like however long it's going to go on for. So I can wait. Don't spoil it. Hey, thank God you have no life. No, same here. Actually, no, I'll say that. No, I have a good life here, to be honest. Times are tough at times. I mean, money-wise and stuff, it's never easy. Because obviously, you know, because business has been ruined. And sort of trying to start up again, obviously, with the YouTube and getting the food jobs in here and then. The T-shirts, selling the T-shirts and stuff like that. The printed ones and stuff from Teespring. Which are linked, so you can put in the description. But there's that sort of thing. It's a little bit of money all over the place. It really does help. Hello, Daily Blase, how are you? Oh, we look forward to the weekend. I'm on a diet. I was doing keto until yesterday. I've stopped keto for, hello, Cinderbit. Actually, from what you said. Because when I was doing my live stream in the workshop 3 days ago, Esther Witt said to me, "Are you sure? Don't you think you should get your gallbladder checked?" Because I was getting pains across here, you see, in the diaphragm area and round the back. I thought, crikey, I didn't even think of that. And I should have done because, you know, Caroline's had the same problem. She's had her gallbladder taken out. And I thought, oh, crikey, have I got like some sort of, I don't know, stones or something going on there? Because I've had this pain going on for some while, off and on. So, you know, it just takes you by surprise. Like it did when I was doing a live stream. Oh, God. And so I thought, crikey, doing a high-fat, low-carb diet is not a great idea. So I'm just going to go on I'm on a calorie diet now. So I'm being careful. I'm not drinking at all. I've kind of weaned myself out alcohol. So I'm not missing it. So I think I'm just going to keep away from it. What I basically said to the missus is if we go out or something like that and we're company, I'm going to have a drink. But I'm not having alcohol in the house. Because it's just, I don't know. What I was doing before is I was going and getting a glass of a bottle of beer or a glass of wine, or instead of getting a glass of water. I was Thursday, I get a beer. It's like that all the time. And obviously, before you know it, over the course of a day, the amount of alcohol you've intaken, there's a lot. My poor old liver. So yeah. And obviously, the lack of alcohol would obviously help me lose weight anyway. We generally eat quite a healthy diet, we eat a lot of veggies here. You've got people out there, haven't you, in these storms, and they're on the blooming piers. The waves coming up like on the wind. Flipping hell, they're mad. They get caught out though, well, they get swept away. Silly people. Bonjour, Tom Nelson, how are you? Hello, RC. Who else we got here? Captain Pugwash. Pugwash says, I saw a great TV show on how Star Wars was made on a very low budget. Well, a lot of the sci-fi stuff was done in London. Was it London? Was it in the UK anyway? Like the big Millennium Falcon and what have you. I say the big. I want to build one. I really want to build a Millennium Falcon. Detailed. It'll take a long time. But the original one-to-one scale of it's about over a metre. It's about 1,100, 1,000. Yeah, it's 1,100 centimetres, 1.1 metres long. So it's quite a big thing, and that's the size of the model they used. So that's what I would like to build, something like that. But in wood. I'm sort of humming around, should I keep it wood so that everything is still in wood, all the details are in wood, which might be quite cool. Or do I try and make it authentic? Think European, yes. Orlando. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge of Orlando is amazing. The new Star Wars Hotel is an absolute fortune, and you can only book for 3 days. The Boba Fett is just, I want to go now. One day maybe. Yeah, Blade Runner. Oh, that was brilliant. I don't know if I pronounced it right, but anyway. What's that film he did where he is a blind man? Crikey, in a stick, and a blind man, he like beat people up because they're not very nice. We need one of them in the Parliament. Yeah, it's a trap. Yeah, my t-shirts. I just got another one come through actually. I've been only walked on one video so far, and it's a quote from Gandhi, and it's got Boris Johnson's head in the middle. So those who voted for an idiot are well represented, or words to that effect. More wind than a Brexit convention here. Crikey, I'm sure the Spartans will be there. Mo Green, I build Star Wars out of Lego. Oh, that's pretty cool. My son does as well. He's been on the channel before as well, watching. Yeah, he does because he suffers with a condition called torsion dystonia, so he's not very articulate in himself. But surprisingly, when he starts concentrating, he can actually. He's really well. Yeah, brilliant. Does really well. He's got crikey, all sorts of stuff. Star Wars. He's got the Ewok village. In Lego. Is it stormy in the Netherlands as well? Is it, Bart? Blimey. Random. That's what I ought to do. Get ready. I need to go out there and actually get some sound effects for my Sunday show. So yeah, because I've got a few on there, but I need a few more there. I need to mix it up a little bit. So I can put the sound effects into batches. So each show I do, I can have a different set of sound effects to suit a different show, so to speak. So it'd be a bit of fun, That's the reason why I do it. But I've been struggling getting the sound sorted out. I think I've done it now. My videos I uploaded today, I think they're okay. I think they're a lot better regarding the sound. There was an underlying sort of distortion in my voice, and that wasn't my voice. There could be. Oh dear. It's a very special Brexit storm. Wow, I think that's coming our way. Or was it already here? Actually, no, that storm is going to be Jacob Rees-Mogg in his little old Brexit bus. It's probably going to be a ex-Thames bread van or something like that, you know. And he's going to be touring the country, asking you what the benefits of Brexit are. Because apparently he doesn't know. Yet he's also saying that on the one hand he's saying he doesn't know because he needs to ask you. And on the other hand, he's saying that Britain, the United Kingdom, has hugely benefited already from Brexit. But you can't, I don't, oxymoron. Was he just a moron? Oh dear. Yay! I've got some good friends from the Netherlands. She moved here actually, Lisa Nui. I've mentioned her before, and she lives literally as the crow flies that way. And she's tall, and she's blonde, and pretty, and she's got a Greek boyfriend who's also really good looking. Well, we met her doing X-Help, where so they came over, they stayed with us, and helped us do work and stuff like that on the house and stuff like that. And oh my giddy aunt, she was such a worker, strong as an ox, and what a personality, great person. She's Dutch, and now she's moved here. She lives in a little place called Puy de Pucanu, which is one of the highest points in this area. It's not that high, it's only about 450 metres above sea level. It's one of the places where the Nazis camped out for lookout in this area, because we had, I forgot what they're called now. Oh, crikey. Get in my head in a minute. Like the resistance, you know, anyway. And they camped out in the forest, Forêt de Boubon and various other places around here, and they had all these dugouts and stuff. They're still there, some of them are still there, and they keep sort of fixing them up again, because obviously the weather just decays them. They disappear after a period of time. Has anyone seen the footage of, Captain Pugwash is asking this, has anyone seen the footage of the harbour ferry window broken by a wave here in Hamburg yesterday? No, I have not. Blimey. Now, I had a boating man, or was. I've got my day skipper and my yacht masters. And, we used to play with boats. Do a lot of coastal stuff, really. You get caught around at one of them seas in a boat, if you've got a nice, I don't know, little Watson or something like that, you bob about in your little old Watson, 22 foot, you know, like a little bathtub, bouncing around in the sea. The horizon's doing this. But you're fine. You're just bobbing about. It's just like it's like a little pike fishing float bobbing about. You know what I mean? It's just. But if you get some of these boats, just let's say a cruiser or something like that, even especially a sports cruiser, because they're fairly they're not round bottomed. You know, they're fairly flat. And they're planing hull, hard chined. Yeah, hard chines. The chines are when you get your freeboard, it comes down and then it comes onto the hull like so. That's your chine, that sharp bit. Well, we get boats like that are not stable in rough seas. They have to be fairly big to be stable, and quite a bit of water, and quite a bit of boat under the water. You get thrown about like hell in them. At least with them ones, you know, like a little Watson, for instance, you do get thrown about, but at least you're fairly confident you're always going to be the right way up. You might get waves come over you and fill your hull up, and your pumpers going like crazy to get it all out, but you know. One of the things. That's why they had old scuppers. You know, they say you've been scuppered and stuff like that. Yeah, that's from the old ships. So, you know, if you look, for instance, at the HMS Victory, for instance, you see these things that look like little port windows, or like little square windows on the sides. They've usually got little flaps in them. Where are your scuppers? So the idea is the sea comes over into the decks and flows out through the scuppers. I don't know why they say you've been scuppered or something, but I don't get it. Anyway, it's scuppered. Oh, come back. I should really be making these shirts, because that's what I said I was going to do, and talk about politics stuff. But it's a funny old day, isn't it? Now, I remember years ago, when I was inside, this was before I met Carol, I've been about 17 years old. My sister had a Morris Minor saloon, one of the light blue ones, for which I helped renovate. And I was always doing hands-on stuff. And lovely little car. Anyway, we're going down Barrack Street in Norwich. There we are. Well, she was. There's me. You know, I was going to work at Lacey Electrical in Norwich. And flipping out, one standard place was being built that's covered in scaffolding. And the wind just took some scaffold board and just threw them. Luckily, it didn't hit the car. It was right in front of me. She drove over these scaffold boards. You know, we're talking about quite a massive building. I suppose it's about 7, 8 floors, maybe. No, not as much as that. About 6-floor build, office blocks, rented office places, and crikey, arse up the elbows. So I can't remember who drove. No, I got out to get the car. And I dragged them off the road. I remember now. God, that's the Morris Minor. The Morris Minors are great if you're going to roll them because you just carry on rolling. You know, rolling like that. You know, but you know, if them scaffold boards hit you, they go through you. The steel's a lot thicker on these old cars, aren't they? So it might have been alright. I love the old Morris Minors, and I've had several I've had 3 myself. I had a van, that was my very first, which was next GPO van. And I had a saloon and a Traveller. The Traveller and the van are very similar because they're both based on a chassis, whereas the car was based on a monocoque construction. Basically, it had a floor plan. One of the early ones was a floor plan. Like floor plan? Yeah, floor plan? Yeah, floor plan. No, floor pan. Sorry. like you have in modern cars these days. So anyway, I've got shutters to build. Now, what one should I do? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. If Glasgow Kiss was here, I would like to thank him, Glasgow Kiss, because he very kindly... Well, I actually had a few random parcels come recently. I had one from Geraldine, who's quite often on my channel here. She sent me 2 of these Contigo cups, which are absolutely fantastic. I use it all the time, I do. Yeah. Well, not all the time. I don't sleep with it. No. It's a good idea, though, isn't it? I've got coffee in that, keep me awake. And then Glasgow Kiss sent me a mechanical pencil and a load of leads. And I didn't realise how good they are. I've always just used ordinary pencils, you see. So, yeah, it is actually really good. The lead's really strong, but yet it marks really well. I know, it's only a pencil, but it's good. I like it. It's my pencil. Thank you, Glasgow Kiss. So, what shot are we going to make? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I've got to think, really, one that's sensible to make. All I'm going to do is shutter number 6, comment number 6, and that is 1310 tall and 960 wide. So the first thing I have to do is get enough boards on my bench here to cover the 960 in the width. This bench is 1200 wide, so it's 1.2 metres wide, or 4 feet if you like, whatever you like. Is it new or old money these days? I can't really tell. I'm getting really confused. So did anyone have an opinion about Angela Rayner and what she said? What? No! Whatever, did you have to tell me that? Oh, really? Oh no, really sad now. 13 dogs electrocuted by a storm. Storm Dudley. Down Parallel. Oh, Storm Dudley, which one's that? This is Eunice, isn't it? This is EU Nice. It's called, yeah, that's Storm EU Nice, isn't it? That's it, yeah. You can't see the stream, Stephen. Why can't you see the stream? Am I here? Can anyone see me? I'm moving about. I can see I'm moving. That's what I could do. I could just check up here, couldn't I? It's a bit of a random stream, isn't it? I reckon it is. Right, do that. Let's just do that. Bear with me. I'm just going to my channel, double check, and that is everything is. Well, it's saying I'm live. Let's see if it's live. Let's turn the volume. Okay. It's showing something. Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, it's there. Sorry. Thank God for that. I'm sorry. I hope you just try refreshing your page, mate, just in case it's that. But mine is, yeah. Let's watch myself. Over there. So it seems okay. I'll turn that off now because it's going through. Otherwise, I'll eat my internet and I might damage, make the stream a bit dodgy. So, anyway, yeah, will you? Yeah, look at it, like. That'd be most kind. Might be internet. Hey, Heavy Diesel, he can see me. Hey, everyone can see me. Yep. Good. Yeah, Brian, yeah, I happen to agree. We shouldn't really talk like this, but you know, maybe that would be a blessing. Yes, he says a pity the Tory front bench wasn't cooed. Oh, that's good. Good. Stream's okay. I know I'm wigging it a bit here, so. Another question I got for you. You know my videos I've been doing in my studio because the weather's been absolutely chronic here. Have you found them okay, or am I irritating you? I'm good at irritating people, so that's what I found. So there's no change there. So I've been putting a few videos up from in my studio upstairs. I still need to work on the sound. I think the sound is almost there now, but I'd like to improve it a bit more, to be honest. It's not because of the equipment. The equipment's good, but the problem I've got, well, it is partly because of the equipment, because at the moment it's all running through my laptop, and although the laptop is a good laptop, I am asking a lot of it, because I've got the OBS software, which is the streaming software, that allows me to stream it. And then I've got the software that I use from sound effects, so there's that. And then I've got loads of devices and software for, like, for instance, this thing called Stream Deck, which allows me to switch between stuff. So I can try to do fairly good transitions between, like, if I show you a web page or a graphic or a video or something, I can hopefully do it seamlessly, which I'm still grappling with at the moment. But on the whole, it's quite good. But there's a lot going on, you see. The machine has to do a lot of work, and although it is actually a Acer Pro, which is a gaming computer, it is actually about 3 years old now. So it's it seems fast to me. It seems really fast. But I think it's the USBs. There's so many things plugged into the USB, and I've got that new camera as well, which makes a big difference. Which is that new face cam, which has a lot higher bit rate, and you've got 60 frames per second of it as well. So there's a lot more going on in the USB front. So it's got to process all that information, I suppose. So I'm expecting it to do quite a bit of work. And these are a pair of shutters that we're making. Now I have to make sure I've got a straight board on the edge, and the other ones, although I prefer them to all to be straight, obviously, if I do have a slight bend, which is quite likely in the but what I do is I reverse it, so you get one go one way, one go the other way, they counteract each other, but you only do it in the middle of each shutter. Otherwise, you're going to end up with bendy shutters. That just won't do. No. So, Angela Rayner. Oh, it's a bit of a shame, really. I think she shouldn't have said that. But is it a Labour policy? A cuppa, Rosie Lee. It's time for a cuppa. Oh, I've got a cuppa. Oh, you got it now. Oh, excellent. That's probably refreshing. All right, Steve. Yeah, I'm glad you got it sorted, Stephen. Oh, what? Unless you're a black man in sunglasses in a dark room, I'm not seeing you. Obviously, I'm looking these back to front. Yeah, Brexit's caused a 4% energy rise for the UK and 100% for France. Energy rise? What? I live in France. My energy has not increased by 100%. That's rubbish. What? Have I got a troll? Birdnest Retfest. Since when has my energy risen by 100%? No, it has not. By no means. Badam boom. I see you until you move up. We can see until I move out of shot. Okay, I was playing on my computer. The storm isn't really a conspiracy, and the Earth is flat. Cool. So then we got Partygate. Oh my God. So he submitted his, well, he's supposed to do it today or by the end of the week, which is today, his questionnaire by the police. And why the hell is a flipping questionnaire? What on earth is all that about? Interview him under caution. What you're supposed to do. Should be 960 wide total. So that is 960 wide total. It's going to be 2 shutters. So how many boards is that at the moment? So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we've got odd number of boards, which means one of these boards is going to be ripped down the middle, which will be on the edge. So I'll do it inside out. So whatever I do in the middle of the shutter is actually going to end up on the edge. We'll be turning the shutters over later. But I have to cut one of these boards right down the middle. Which will be that one. Hopefully it's a nice straight board. Won't make a lot of difference though, because it's only going to be narrow by the time it's been ripped down the middle. Oh, it is a straight board. Oh, okay. That was more luck than judgment, and it was. So we'll be going over to the saw. So yeah, it looks like old Boris Johnson, Alexander Boris the Pfeffel Johnson, might get away with it. I think he will. Well, people told me this before, but I was hoping it wasn't true. But I think he's going to get away with it. He'll blame it on something. A load of morons will believe it. And I'll bring you over here. Here we go. We're coming to the saw. This saw. I don't want to make me dizzy. There you go. Yeah, that's a saw. That is my saw. Actually, it's right to do that, wasn't it? Stay. Don't you fly away this time. Right. Dum 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 dum. So we need to know what the where's the board? The board is R. So grab that. So this is just going to rip it down the middle. So it's 2 pieces of wood instead of 1. But before I do that, what I don't want to do, you see, the shutter isn't that long, so I don't really want to damage, destroy the whole length of wood. So I'm going to rip it down to length first. So I think the shutter was 1310 long, was it? Yeah, 1310 long. So I'll just mark that just over. I'm just going to, bear with me, I'm just going to take that to the other saw, and just rip that down there, not rip that down, just chop it off. I'm coming. So basically what I've got here is, I've got to think them half distance. You can't see, here. Between that edge and that edge, not including the tongue, because the tongue goes forward. And these boards here, these are what they call volet lam. So basically it just means shutter blade. It's 45mm to the centre of the blade. There, right, that can be exact. Oh, there, that's it, right there. There we go. I am going to put the microphone over here. Otherwise, I'll burst your eardrums with the noise of the saw. So now we have 2 bits of wood. Oh. Da, da, da. How did we end up with a Prime Minister like that? I know it's probably because of Brexit and he's a salesman. But you've probably seen that clip that I put on some of my videos about Boris Johnson. Yeah, the one that where he's basically admitting his tactics, his strategy. So many gaffes, he goes. The media doesn't know what hits them. That's what he says. It's worked. And people hear this stuff, they don't care. They don't care the fact they know full well that the man's lying. Yeah, they still buy into it, even now. I think that's that mask has slipped somewhat. On the whole, I think people are generally fairly simple. Sorry, I don't think I'm quite simple, but I just feel that it's quite easy to get people to believe in you as a person and your character because you're funny or whatever. It's about likability, not about whether you do a job or not. And then we've got Hailstones. Really disappointed in Labour as a whole, really. This statement is saying there's no argument to rejoin the EU. Don't get me wrong, I know it never happened. I've not lived in close cooking with them. But to say there's no argument, it doesn't make any sense. Of course there's an argument. It's cost of the UK, crazy amounts of money. Once this flipping Euro clearance starts, probably in Frankfurt, it's going to cost the UK £80 billion revenue. 80 billion. That makes the contribution to the EU minuscule. Also, you realise how short the shutter is. And it's got all that excess there. What I do is, it was a major shutter, got it all together. I then literally cut that off to length, and then this lot will get used on another shutter. So I sort of start with bigger, you start with that and work my way down. I'll try and get as much out of the material as I possibly can. What I've got to do now is I've got to reverse these boards around. Did that last time. Oh dear. Come back over here. Sorry about that. I was probably really quiet in the distance, wasn't I? Just won't do. What have I done wrong here? Have I gone the wrong way? Oh, you idiot. No, we didn't want to reverse these boards round. I'm not thinking straight. Oh God, it's rain out there. We haven't got those storms. I'll show you. It sounds like it's come down like a good one. I hear it hitting the roof. Part of this roof is tin on the other building next door, about that. Oh my God. Yeah, a bit bleak, isn't it? But it's not like the UK, not yet. I don't think I'm getting much of my solar panels at the minute. So there we are. Do you look, and my chain can't cope with the water into the barrel. But this is where I'm going to be doing the videos in the summer out here. And that's my outside workbench. So, yeah, it's a bit crazy. But, we haven't got storms, but if we get them here, they can be very, very severe. We do, bear with me, let's look again, a little wind catching that. When we do get the storms, we quite often get tempests, whirlwind things. And they can be pretty, how to put it, scary, because they rip roofs off and stuff. But also, we get a lot of hailstones. And they're not like hailstones that you get in the UK. No. They're like golf balls, literally like golf balls. And by the time they're finished with your car, it also looks like a golf ball. So, yeah, they can. I thought it was quite ironic that our insurance company, or the guy in Orador who is our insurance broker, his BMW got caught. I thought it was a bit okay. Yeah, that did look like a. Got all the bonnet, the roof, the boot, anything that's horizontal was, yeah, had this nice kind of orange peel effect. Okay, let's get that one. Play that all down. Yeah, I hate it here whenever you get high winds because you never know what's going to hit you. Because of the type of roofs that we have here. It's like everything locking tiles, not so bad. But when you get the Romney tiles, which are like, but they were moulded on over the thigh. It'd be the forge would actually make them, the tiles, years and years and years ago, and we've still got some original tiles. We're really fragile on one of the old barns, which have got to be removed. But they just, they all didn't shape. What happens is, over a period of time, you can't, if you take them off, unless you put them exactly back in the same place, you're not going to get them to fit. Because they can't like settle, they sag into place. So you really need to get new ones in. I was in up the wonky roof. Oh, God, what happened there? Tighten that up. A bit of water in the vice. The trick actually, what you can do is if the vice is slipping like that one is, other than actually put it further in the vice, you can actually spray a little bit of water on it, just a little bit, and that'll stick. That'll help the vice grip the wood. Go on there like that. Like so. And I'll push that up like so. And I will put a clamp on. This is not something you should really do. But I do it just to start with. I'm going to put a clamp on. The reason why you shouldn't put a clamp on, when you actually fix it all up, is that the wood expands, doesn't it, across its width. Wood really doesn't really expand in its length at all, but it does expand and contract in its width, as you probably already know. But so if you don't allow, oh, I've got a coffee. It's horrible out there, isn't it?
No,
I'm live. Go say hello, Caroline.
hello.
She's had new teeth. She had a cap, didn't dumb. Oh, you're glad to get that back in, aren't you? Your cap. Your bridge and crown. Yeah, that is good. You made a really good job as well. A bit wet out there. Oh no, it's come down that good. There you go. Where are we? Right, there we go. I've got a coffee. I've got coffee in my flask and we've got coffee in the... Get some light on that. Stop spinning around, actually. Spin it around the other way. Let's get a bit... There you go. Right. You do. That's what Gandhi said. Those who voted for an idiot are well represented, or words to that effect. Public you no pollution, don't put them in the sea. Put what in the sea? Oh, walk the plank, yes. Oh, that'll be great, wouldn't it? Hello, 24. 24, 47, 27. I wish we could put them in the sea. I suppose is it murder or is it it's about the greater good, isn't it? As Mr. Spock would say, it's about the greater good. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of one. I wish someone would tell Boris Johnson that. That ain't 9 yet, is it? I'll use the edge of the bench, just like that piece of wood over there is set 90 degrees with this piece of metal at the bottom here, which you can't see. That's how I get my square. But I'm going to put a clamp across just to make sure the boards are together, then I'll release them. Release the clamp. Not the Kraken, no, the clamp. Release the Kraken! Or something like that. So I pull it up to make sure it doesn't actually come apart as I'm putting them together. So now we've got to this stage here, so I'll relax a little bit now, because I've got to allow the wood to expand at its width. Otherwise, you come in, it's a bit different. When I make shutters in the winter, I make them so the boards are a little bit tighter together. When I make them in the summer, I make sure they're a little bit looser. Because in the summer, the wood's already fairly dry, and it'll expand in the winter. And obviously in the winter, the wood is already a little bit damp, and it'll, well, shrink in the summer. That seems logical to me. Right, so these shutters are in width. What are they? 960, weren't they? Yeah, they're 960 wide. Well, if they're 960 wide, it's going to be 480 each shutter. So 960, 480. But I also have to take off another 60mm off each rail. That's for the rails that are going to go horizontal across here. The reason why I do that, I need to allow 20mm on the hinge edge, and it allows for a little bit of trimming in the hole, which they've got to sit in. But also on the side that it comes together, which in this case is the outside edge, these will be reversed round, you see. Where it comes together, there's a rod mechanism on the shutter. I've got to make allowance for that. Now, the reason why this edge is going to go to that edge is because these two boards here are narrow, where I cut them in half, and I don't want them on the opening and closing, because what that will do is it'll be weak. It won't be much, look, the rail won't be covering it very well, and the hinge won't be going all the way to the end to secure it, but also the rail won't, only have a little bit of the rail onto the wood to fix it. And that's where people are going to be constantly grabbing it with their hands and likely damage the edge of the shutter. So I put that on the, that will be going, so the inside edge here with the narrow board will actually be the outside edge of the shutter. At the moment, that's not a worry. I've got 480mm in width for the shutters, and I've got to take off 60mm off that. So it's 420mm for each rail. So I allow 40mm for the mechanism, and I allow 20mm for adjustment on the other side. Because in France, I didn't even realise, a lot of our houses are made of stone and clay, and they're very rarely very square. The openings quite often all over the place. So you have to allow a bit of room to allow them to trim them into place, if they're trapezoid. So I need some wood. Oh, wood. Whoa. 420 then. The rail's got to be 420s. And I use bits of board like this to be my rails. Well, I can't get two out of one. That's annoying, because that's the longer boards. So where's the shorter boards? I'm only going to need 4 rails. That's a shorter one. And that might be a short one as well. No, it's not a long one. Short one, long one, short, long one, short one. That's a short one. I don't want waste. Try and a bit yellow. Just put it in my house. Oh, that's too short. It's right on the bottom. It's like doing Jenga. There you go. So I've got to cut 4 of these at 420mm. Look at that one there. So I'll bring it over to the other saw, and we're going to do a bit of cutting. First of all, let's see what you're saying. I happen to agree with there, Bird Nest, about that regarding the environment and the plastics. The best way, obviously, as the food industry, the thing you've got to remember is there's a massive, massive industry, plastics, regarding packaging, huge industry. And it's money, isn't it? And the government likes money. So they've got to do whatever they can to blame the people into making bad choices. And what's happened is we've got so used to it, and also the environment that we live in now, regarding supermarkets, etc. How often do you buy things like vegetables and they're not in some kind of packet? Even here in France, it's not. I don't think it's actually quite as bad. Because when I went back to the UK 7 years ago, it wasn't really in my frontal lobe at the time. So I didn't really put 2 and 2 together. But now, thinking back, everything, from like, you know, tomatoes, everything was in packets. So that's 420. God, these pencils are so good actually. Nice dark mark. Thank you, Glasgow. Right. That's the first one. I'll use that now as how I'll put a stop on here basically, so the next 3 will end up the same. To do that, I'll just grab another bit of wood. I'll let that stop. Dee. Start it. Right. There, he stopped. I'll push that against there. Like so. And then I'll push this up against that bit of wood. Like so. And then I'll get a clamp and clamp it into place, and that'll just be my stop. That's pushed against the actual saw blade, so it should be correct for every single one. It's not that critical, but that's how I do it anyway. I'd rather them be all the same than not. So now what I've got to do now is grab the other bits of wood. If I'm not happy with the cut on the end, I'll recut that. Hope that ain't too loud. If I take the microphone off, I'll probably forget to put it back on again. That's what I'm like. So I'm doing a cut first. The reason for that is the original cut was done with a skill saw when I was cutting the bottom for the other shutters, because what these are offcuts from the other shutters. Then we had there's some discussions in the EU by a survey saying that there is a route back for the UK to rejoin the EU. And I thought to myself, that ain't going to happen. They won't want us. When you're in a survey, it doesn't mean to say it's what's going to happen. Obviously not. And you know, we found it be vetoed anyway, wouldn't it? Can you imagine the European Union or any member states want the UK back after how we've behaved? I can't see it. They're wrapped for hygiene reasons. Well, okay, are they? I wish they weren't. They didn't used to be. I can't remember. Actually, they're not hygiene reasons. Actually, they're wrapped for so they can be transported from the other side of the living world. And then it is hygiene reasons because there's rats. You know when you get your can of Coke, yeah? Lovely can of Coke. Oh, I'll have white sugar. Oh, it's good for me, it is. And then what you do, you drink your can of Coke, don't give it a second thought, you open it up, and you'll give it a second thought that can of Coke has been sitting in plastic wrapped pallets that quite frankly are open on the tops. And all sorts of vermin are crawling on dust and dirt and other, windswept stuff that's coming through through the big old doors and stuff. And it's what crap has landed on top of those tins. And inherently, the shape of the tin, it traps it. So you might be, have a can of Coke, it might come with a rat poo or remnants of. Lovely. You must have got a can and run your fingers over a can, like even with like baked beans and stuff like that, and done that, and you got this like grime on your fingers. What do you think that is? Ugh. In case you're wondering, I always have the blade, it's the right thing to do, if you notice, the blade is only just above see that well. Let's bring it back down a bit. The blade is only just above the piece of wood. The reason for that is if the blade is higher and your wood is thin, what it can do is it can lift this area here, can lift your blade up. Lift your wood up. And if it lifts up, it could ride over the blade and then fire it out at you. And it's dangerous. So what you do is you make sure the blade is only, just fractionally above, in this case about 1/4 inch, which is fine, above your actual cut. So now we need to cut that edge off. Because these are going to be the rails. And then I generally put them through the thickness, or sometimes I do a hand plane. I'm going to do a hand plane because it's less noisy. Make it more smooth and shiny. And then what we have to do is we take the arras off. That is noisy. So, a bit of coffee. I don't want wood in that. No. That blade needs sharpening. Feel the resistance. Not the French resistance, of course, but you definitely feel resistance on that blade that needs sharpening. That'll be another video, I suppose, on my other channel. I can sharpen them, or you can sharpen the TCT blades yourself. These are CMT blades, which are quite good blades. They're okay. I'm going to use the hand plane. I like my hand plane. So let's bring it back over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to plug the battery pack into my phone. So if you notice that the sound is hissy because I've plugged it in, tell me and I'll change it. Sometimes it interferes with the wireless mic, you see. Where are we? We're down there, aren't we? Anyway, before that, see what you're saying. Yeah, I'll be. If I'm not streaming here, I'll be streaming on the other channel. So individually, but really, if you're like me, what we do is we just get a bag. Because you can put them in the bag. If you're going to put them in the bag anyway, you might as well just get the bag, put it over your hand. And you're supposed to wash your food anyway before you use it. I know people don't. Oh, we are, but we can't help it. Yeah. Oh, Cypher, or 0 Cypher 0. We are exceptional. We are British. I thought you knew that. We're special. Scotland and Ireland voted to stay in anyway. Yes, you did. Don't blame me either. That's a sensible decision. You know, as far as Scottish independence is concerned, I wouldn't have said it before, because I would have said, well, it really depends whether or not we're offering Scotland any reason to stay, I suppose. But we're not, are we, in the UK? British government, the other way they talk to Ian Blackford, so much disrespect. He can be quite disrespectful to Boris Johnson, but that's quite easy. The fact the man is a liar. Are you lying, Prime Minister? Yes. He's stating the facts. Oh, and who saw... Have you seen the... I think it was on Sky. I saw a clip by Burko. I think I might have it on it. Let's see if I can find the Burko clip. I have. I think we need to have a listen to Burko. Yeah, I've got that one here. Okay. He was... that's a bit eye candy there. My hand planes. I've got to say it's eye candy. It is for me anyway. It's not touchscreen, is it? Did you see this clip? I think it's this. Is it this one?
Who sent Boris Johnson a love letter or a letter of dismissal? Pretty on the money there. John Burko.
Oh, without hesitation, I would send him a letter of dismissal. Never has a Prime Minister wielded so much power, made so little effective use of it, and been seen to be in quite such an indecent haste to blow his own trumpet. I've been aware of 12 Prime Ministers in my lifetime, by a country mile, Boris Johnson is the worst. He's a narcissist, he doesn't do the detail, he's ritually dishonest, having a nodding acquaintance with the truth at best only in a leap year. He's responsible for a catalogue of failures. He is the most inarticulate public speaker and prime minister I've ever known. He has no redeeming virtues. He stayed there far too long. It is time that he gave up office and beetled off into the distance, which would be an enormous relief, not just to this country and to the European continent, but to the world. And one of these days, Trevor, I'll try to tell you what I really think.
Oh dear. What can you say to that, eh? Oh dear. I wish Leslie Hoyle would beetle off as well. Oh, what a wet blanket he is. Touche, yes. Richly dishonest. Contempt, last step before separation. So the Tories' treatment of Ian Blackford is very tender. It is. If it was safe for him to go to the vote, wouldn't it make sense to treat Scotland with some respect? So you think, okay, they're not so bad after all. Try and turn it round. But no, they're just constant contempt. Slam dunk, yeah. Oh, 24, 47, 27 says, I am going to go on a Brexit diet. The pounds will drop off fast. Especially in 2025, when Euro clearing leaves the UK, or leaves London. It's not going to be a case of, oh yeah, I think we're going to be better off, we need to send out, Euro clearing to Frankfurt, and we'll do a certain amount there as well. No, it's not going to be a case of that. It's actually, they're actually saying now that it's going to be pulled away from London. And they feel it's going to be more, they can legislate regulate Euro clearing to, within the EU. Because a lot of it's down to the European Court of Justice. How do you, I only got international courts and stuff like that, but how do you actually, have any kind of legal recourse if you don't have any kind of legal system? You don't have a court effectively you can use. You've got to take someone to court for it, paid, whatever. You're buggered, aren't you? There is no place in the world. Community foot schools, divisions, no doubt reasons. Hi, Santos, the player. How are you? Sound just gone? Really? How's the sound? Can anyone hear me? Anyone could have expected that habitual liar with no respect for common decency would continue the show in the same behaviour. Yeah, he's doing exactly the same thing he was doing right at the beginning. It's working for him. That's why he's doing it. He's getting away with it. Right, let's go back to live. Bring it back over here. I'll just double check this again. And we're going to make, like I said. Up to it. Let's try again. Some respect. So okay. Have I got? Oh, I've got sound. I've got sound. Get me worried if I lost my sound. Yeah, where was I? Boris Johnson. Well, yeah, he's doing it because he's getting away with it and it's working for him. Like he says, so many gaffes, and it blinds the media. They don't know where it's coming from. It infuriates everybody. The Tories are even on the way to a fascist government in P. Dulles' view. I happen to agree. Disallowing demonstrations, yes. Enforcing stop and search. Yeah. I'm starting to think that the Labour might not be much better the way Keir Starmer was talking about, and also Angela Rayner. Can you imagine? It was like enforcing stop and search, and then you got shoot first with that kind of mentality. The point is, you're driving that mentality into the police force. Monty Python, it's only flesh wound. Ah, it's your bet. Okay, it seems to work. Okay. Whatever. The Ministry of City Walks needs more funding. Yes, they do have some city walks. Look at Jacob Rees-Mogg. You know. Santos to play. I am new here. Well, thanks for joining us. I'm making a shatter at the moment while I'm trying to talk about other stuff as well. I keep sidetracking. I don't know why. But I do a live show, Santos, on a Sunday as well, 8 p.m. GMT, which I do in the studio. Right, there we go. Oh, euro clearing loss from London is a huge blow for the city. 0.22% of tax receipts. 22% of tax receipts. Oh, come back. From London's business district. Yes. People don't understand euro clearing is really, really important. It's everything that you do regarding any kind of transactions online, where you're buying things from abroad, anything like that, euro clearing is involved. 1 trillion euros a day. A day. 1 trillion. That's a lot of money. And the UK's or London's dividend out of that is, 80 billion a year. And if you're going by the original figures that were quoted, so we're going to get 350 million quid a week into the NHS, or 17 billion a year, whatever it was, which was a lie, because obviously you get certain that come back. The amount of times, actually, if I mention, with our money, when I go about the development funds, like for instance, Wales has lost a big chunk of money, haven't they? I can't remember what it was now, how much it was. It was a hell of a lot of money. About 300 million, I think it was. Yeah, it was over 300 million. Wales was going to lose in the next few... No. Almost $1 billion in the next 3 years. Wales going to lose. They were getting about 340 odd million a year, and they're only getting about 40 odd million a year from this new fund. The replacement for the EU Prosperity Fund, or equivalent of. So it's a joke, basically, isn't it? The whole thing's a joke. They're laughing at us. And then you get, I know people in Wales going to say, well, they're the English in Wales, they voted for Brexit. The Welsh didn't vote for Brexit. I'm sorry, but I think our gene pool has pretty much been diluted over centuries. You're probably French. Or Italian, maybe, Roman Empire and all that. What about Persia? The idea that we're all Purberies is pretty, I think it's, no. I'm British, I'm special. We're exceptional, we are. A bit of wax on that. Always have a block of wax handy. Bit of power from wax. Helps it glide across the surface, it does. There you go. So yeah. So you've got Wales, you've got Cornwall, they're suffering as well. Same thing. Reduced payments, but we talk about, they say, it's teething troubles. Now, whereas, at the time of the referendum, what have you, they'd say, we'll be instantly better off, we will, instantly. And now they say, well, no, we never thought it was going to be instant, no. It's going to take years, like Jacob Rees-Mogg, it's going to take 50 years to see the benefits of Brexit. How many years? I think we've still got about 48 to go. Most of us will be gone. I know I've said this before, but the thing that really makes me sad about Brexit is where it's stolen opportunities away from my family. Yours as well. Not just for the UK. Obviously, the UK is worse off because they lost access to 27 member states, haven't they? And other benefits, Erasmus and all that sort of stuff, you know, for the youngsters' education. And now we've got this touring thing that's nowhere near in compensation. Yeah, it doesn't sort of like how to put it. What's the word? What's the phrase? Well, it's just not as good. It was a reactive thing. Oh no, what we're going to do? We're getting in the neck a moment about Erasmus and all the kids now they're going to hate us. Oh no, we'll come up with something. Oh, what's that film? Oh, I like that film. Oh yeah, Turing, that's it. He was also, you know, politically correct as well because he was homosexual as well. Poor bugger got being chemically castrated. Right. We'll call it Alan Turing. Could call it the Alan Parsons Project. Oh, I hope my friend's okay. Yeah, how long have we been doing this now? So, 1 hour 20. Oh, not too bad. It's good. Call my tools, Boris. You say that, whatever. I call my... Well, we've got a Hoover. It's actually broken now, but so is he. And we've always called it... Well, this Hoover, it's one of it's an Aquavac battery one and take it apart and stuff like that. And actually, when it was working, it was actually quite a good little Hoover. But it's broken now. But we used to call that Boris because it was full of shit. Or crap. I've got to call my... The thing is, I don't call my hand planes Boris because I actually like my hand planes. I have a particular affection to my tools. Collected them over years and years and years. And, you know... They've helped us keep the roof above our heads. Barclays and other firms moved large assets in recent years to offices in Scotland. Ooh, that's interesting. Now, I wouldn't have said this before because I'm a bit like James O'Brien on this, I suppose. I haven't been watching James or listening to him recently because he annoyed me about Macron a while back because he is basing his facts on what he read in the papers, and the papers have to be British papers, and it doesn't actually make any... Yeah, it wasn't true. It was a lie. Anyway, so I stopped watching them for a bit. Anyway, I listened to him this morning, and he was talking about that, about Scotland. What have you. At the time, he was saying, he feels like part of him would be left if Scotland leaves the UK, so he wouldn't support it. But now, I think I'm a bit the same actually, because I kind of think, well, I feel a bit embarrassed how we treated Scotland. To be honest. And I think it's the only way now. I think they deserve it now. They definitely deserve, after what's been going on. And they were conned, weren't they? They were pretty much conned regarding, oh no, we're not going to be doing the EU referendum, no. In-out referendum, no, I won't be doing that. Vote, vote to stay within the union. What a lie. No, I hope they do leave now for their own good. Shouldn't really say that, I suppose, but it's how I feel. I tell a lie because I don't want them to leave. I don't want them to feel that they need to leave. Scotland it is, the country and the people. I want them to feel that they benefit greatly by being in the union because they're being respected, but they're not. So I don't think they have a lot of choice now. There's my fire! Oh, no, look, of course. Smoke coming out now. Oh no, flames are coming out of the bottom. You didn't see that, did you? They burnt my foot off. The backdraft. I'll show you. I said I was going to show you my fire, don't I? Like I say, that's my fire. Like I said, it's made of old tyres. It's smoking now because the lid's not on, so it's not drawing. But basically, it draws the air in through this pipe here into the fire. Like I said, I've just disturbed this. It's all smoky now. But into the fire down there, and then it burns the sawdust. There's sawdust in it. And now the smoke goes. Yeah, but then it creates the draw and pulls the smoke through. But, made it for nothing. That's what I do. Right. Oh, look, I've got a bot comment. Oh, got Southern Viking here. Hello, buddy. You know I love your comments. I read them all, so I can't always reply because quite frankly, it's just. Sometimes there's a lot. A lot of comments, but I do read them. Did you see that? I had a backdraft. Poof. No, we're talking about Turing. He got chemically castrated because he was homosexual. How about that, eh? Lovely. Yeah. Max just uploaded a video. Nigel Farage let off the hook by the fish commit. Really? No! You're kidding me, Hank. Well, Hank. They wouldn't let him off. No. What about Victoria Prentice? They let her off at all? Because she was busy doing nativity. Nativity scene, so she didn't read the TCA. What can you say? How can anyone let him off? I bet there will be all of them. Because you can say a lot about the fishermen and stuff like that. I know I jest about it quite a bit on this channel. But they're not all fools. Because there's actually some of them. I did a video actually earlier last year. I managed to find one bloke online who has been interviewed who actually voted to stay in. He's probably the only one, mind. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to take my microphone, because this is actually really noisy, so I'm going to put it over here. I don't want to blast your little ears. So you won't like that. Because I've got to take the arras off. I'll put a chamfer on each of these boards, which are the rails, and the shutter. So on this machine here, and this is just homemade router table it is. But yeah. I thought I'd put a bit of distance between you and that. But I'll put over a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to route this edge, the ends first, and then I'll do the long bits. What happens is I'll splinter here, you see, on these edges. But then you finish off by doing these long stretches, and that will remove any splintering, so that makes them all nice. All nice it does. To go. Oh, thank God we can turn that off. Well, it's a bit noisy, isn't it? So back to them, we've got our rails. So 4 of these rails. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is the height of the shutter. That'll be trimmed off afterwards. That's the plan, anyway. Don't worry, the plan comes together. No? Okay. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Where's that reported? Where did you read that, Hank, about the Nigel Farage? Because that's unbelievable. The idea that Nigel Farage is going to be put on. Oh, sorry, Mad Monk. Yeah, I was just going to. I'm only allowed. I can't do 3 very well for some reason. 3 notifications. I'll do it like that. Notifications in 24 hours. And what that means is if I've already done 3 videos, which I have in 24 hours, the next notifications don't come out. And I thought I'd just wing it. I come in there and I thought, well, I was going to stream it on my other channel, Woodworking channel, and I thought, well, I'll do it on here and talk about other stuff's going on as well. So I'm going to do both. I'll be streaming again on the other channel once I leave this one. So yeah. Oh, that fire's missing a big fat steak. So yeah, I need to watch Max's video. Is he back from Italy yet? Isn't he from Ireland? Because he had to make a rush visit back to Ireland. Did Max? I sent him a message. Asked if he's okay. I wasn't inquiring what he's why. Obviously, I just thinking about it. Obviously, it was a bit of a rush. So it might be a family member's ill or something. I don't know. Or maybe it's like a long lost. Maybe. Hang on. Maybe. He's got a kid in every port like Boris Johnson. Oh. Put this microphone back on. Yeah. So. Yeah. Or yeah, maybe he's got a child that he didn't know about. Like a love child. I have to ask Max. Oh. What's the saying? You can lead a horticulture, but you can't make it. Oh, a horse! Lead a horticulture? Or do you mean a horse to water? I'm confused now. So have I missed your point? You can lead a horticulture, but you can't make it a thing. Are you doing voice to text by any chance? Because I have this. If I'm doing voice to text, sometimes I do my comments. If I'm replying, I do a voice to text. I'm out and about using the phone. And I read it for, I didn't say that. No! Sometimes it works really well and sometimes it's really bad. I think it's down to the internet. Or how I'm speaking as well, because my speech isn't great. Bad. It feels like the 1930s Germany here. If my Jewish friends start leaving, I'm off. Yeah. Well, they did threaten that, didn't they? And if Corbyn, but I think that was all scaremongering. You know, just discredit the Labour Party and just trying the best to discredit Corbyn. I'm not a fan of Corbyn, but I think he was treated quite badly, to be fair. I think he was a bit of a fool, did some stupid stuff, didn't quite really work out. He didn't understand I don't think he really knew what he was doing. I don't think he was that bright, to be honest. Look at his brother. Oh my God, he's another one. Oh, there appears Corbyn. Everything is fine in my city, but not in Rio de Janeiro. Oh, you talking about the wind, Santos? Yeah. Ah! Son of I got laryngitis. Yeah, you did voice to text, aren't you? You mean a horse to water? No, I really appreciate you. Actually, I appreciate everybody's comments because I do. It does take a long time, actually. I don't think people really appreciate or really realise how much time I spend going through the comments for various reasons. One is, several. One is I feel they educate me. Sometimes people give me heads up. Have you heard about this? Oh, great! I'll go and check that out. Actually, if you want, the best way actually, if there's something you want me to know about, or you want me to do a video on, if you're on Twitter at all, even if you're doing here, but if you do it on Twitter, it's probably the best way because I'm more likely to see the message to understand it. It would be as at Wallybois. The link is in the description. And you can leave a message there, or you can just tweet me. Just tweet me at Wallybois. And then I'll certainly will have a look. But also, I get a lot of, obviously you get a lot of automatic, what is it now? A lot of automatic, bot comments, that's it. You know, and horrible websites that no one really wants to look at. So I have to go on there, and I had earlier this week, I had loads. And one of the chappies Irish chap, who's on there quite regularly, he's getting quite annoyed about the amount of bot comments. And I'm doing best. I'll go and go on there, and I go through them, and I just report. And not word of a lie, I did 66 one morning, and I didn't count the other ones because I did loads in the evening as well on Monday. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Monday. And it was getting, crikey, I can't reply to anything. The problem is it consumes your time getting rid of all this stuff, and then you can't, that time you spend on there, you're not actually replying to other, or participating in the comments. So it's, it's not great. I use text to voice. It's getting quite good, actually, text to voice, especially I tend to use Google Docs a lot, like the Word equivalent, the Google Word equivalent, which has, you do it by voice. sometimes it's really accurate and other times it's bizarre. But how do you make that from what I just said? Best saying I've heard, this is from Lost in France. The best saying I have heard recently is Eton's Hogwarts for anchors. Yeah, that's obviously, yeah, there's a, yeah, you know. Only hoping the Earth shift buried Bolsonaro. He's another one, isn't he? Oh, who's the Belarus geezer? Dictatorship. Mo Green says Corbyn is an anti-Semite. Yes, I think he probably is. Can't understand how he held on that for that long. But people loved him. People still love him. You know, are you really buying into him? I think some parts of his politics were, you know, his socialist views, that were fantastic, but he kind of let himself down, didn't he? And then obviously, he had inaccurate beliefs regarding the EU, like most of them did. Ta-ta! Dr. Slump, hello there. Ta-da! Oh dear. Just watching the videos, taking a break from most. So hello, Esther, yes. I do you know, because I do Twitter. I go on Twitter quite a bit. I don't always put stuff on. I do sometimes if some. I do put comment replies to a lot of people's stuff on Twitter. I do find Twitter quite useful because it's usually if something's happened or something ridiculous has happened. It seems to be one of the first places. So it's good for heads up, and also you get alternative views on there as well, which is quite good. We got Corbyn and Semite, yep. Moabad says, in reply to RC, it's just outrageous how we have reached this point in the UK. I can't disagree with that more. I think it was always there, but I don't think. I don't. It was under the surface, weren't it? Because it wasn't socially correct to do so, it wasn't a done thing, was it? You wouldn't go out there and, you know, and display your racist views. You were more controlled with it, also, I suppose, these people were. Yeah, some people just blatant. It's usually a lot of the older generation as well, which is a bit sad. And obviously, idiots. There's a lot of them in England. Come across quite a few. As you probably already know, I'm going to the UK to see my grandchildren beginning of next month. Only for a few days. Only going for 5 days. So I'm going to be streaming from there. Whenever I can, I'm going to. I want to see what's going on. I might even ask some questions and see what response I get from people. Have a series of questions. I want some simple questions. I could be questions that Jacob Rees-Mogg might ask. Do you feel that you're better off? Oh, no. Don't be that. You've obviously gained from Brexit. What have you won? Are you richer? You must be, because Brexit is great. There's huge dividends from Brexit. Look at my bank balance. Oh. If you're Jacob Rees-Mogg, yes. It's now been, he's got apparently, he's got 8 billion. Is that apparently, or is it in, or did I read that somewhere? Let me have a look. I think I might have read that somewhere. Oh, here we go. Experts have pointed out, oh God, I just stabbed myself with a G-clamp. Experts have pointed out that Jacob Rees-Mogg holds a substantial stake in a multi-billion-pound investment fund. And I believe it's 8 billion. Specialised in emerging markets, while at the same time, he is now tasked with finding Brexit opportunities. And that sounds like old news, but it's actually in the City AM today. Now, Rees-Mogg is a major shareholder in Somerset Capital. We know about that. Investment firm that is co-founded, and focuses on investment projects across emerging markets and major economies. I actually did a video on this. How come these things... sometimes I think my videos come out too soon. I did a video about that about a week ago, and now it's in the press again. About right, isn't it? Now, he reportedly has a 12% stake in the company, which will be reduced to 5% by 2027 under the company's profit share scheme. When was that? Oh, yesterday. That was yesterday. Yesterday's paper. That's in the City AM. Right. Although the government has reportedly said Jacob Rees-Mogg will not make any decisions in respect to financial services. Yeah, right. Well, lobbyists. In fact, he's going to be a lobbyist for his own benefit. He's got influence. That's enough. Do they honestly think we're that stupid? For God's sake. Moreover, Rees-Mogg's vast investment portfolio in dozens of sectors across several continents could pose a serious conflict of interest with his reported intention of axing 1,000 regulations. This is where he's going to make his money, is by getting rid of regulations to make it easier to trade. It's a bit of a fancy in some ways, because some regulations you remove and you can't trade, but you're meant to trade in other places. Yeah. I wonder how much investment he's got actually on in the EU. I wonder. An intention of axing, obviously, it's Somerset Capital, isn't that based in Ireland? I think it is. Anyway, axing 1,000 regulations when he could stand to benefit personally from the process. That was warned by Susan Hawley. Yeah, I did talk about her about a week ago, I think it was. Or was it early this week? I lose track of the videos I've done, you know. Do so many. The government's hurried announcement of his new ministerial role fails to even spell out his specific responsibilities. So he's just going out there and he's going to try and find all these Brexit opportunities, which there isn't any, because we know that. He knows that, and that's why he's had to ask readers of the Sun. How low have you got to go? If you've got to go to the Sun newspaper and ask the readers of the Sun newspaper, not be funny, but they are rather intellectually challenged for reading the Sun. And ask what the benefits of Brexit are, and how many regulations do you have a regulation that bent banana that we can get rid of? Which was obviously not true. Oh, what about the little pillows, little ice pillows for the kippers? Yeah, we'll get rid of that too. Maybe you should, because it's a British rule, not an EU. Oh. Oh dear. Yes, exactly. Right there, Mad Monk. That's why what's getting rid of the regulations. It's all about the Tory elite making the rules so they can get rich off the back of them. Tom Nelson says, trading easier. Wonder how the EU will interpret the level playing field. Yes, there isn't one. To be honest, I'm very surprised. Reconnect. Oh, phew. I just accidentally swiped it off. Sorry. But we're back. Oh dear. Considering the notifications went out, we've got 44 people watching, which is pretty cool. So Tom Nelson says, how will the EU interpret the level playing field? I'm so surprised how tolerant the European Union is and members of the European Union. It's just everything that's gone on. They've been nothing but diplomatic. Calm, in fact. Yeah, son of a, what he said. The SCM investment funds, which is his place, isn't it? Yeah, investment funds, set up in Dublin. Ah, there you go. In Dublin, and were ordered by the Swedish National Pension Fund, who are no dopes and who seeded Mogg's company pre-Brexit. Oh, really? God. Do you know what we ought to do? If we need to be buying shares in Somerset, in that fund. Somerset Investment Limited. We need to be buying shares in that, because obviously if MOG's on the case, there's going to be a massive uptick, isn't there? Get rid of all those regulations. We could make a fortune, make a killing. We could off the back of MOG. He's worth about 100 million, you know, old MOG. He's no skinflint. Off the back of his father. All those nasty books his father used to write. Hey, I need some glue. I'm going to have to go and get some powdered glue. Just bear with me. What have I done with my pot? Not that pot. I don't know where that is. In fact, I've never ever taken drugs. I can honestly, I can't find it. Oh, it's over there. I'm trying to find the glue pot. So yeah, it's all a bit mad, isn't it? I will be back. I'll carry on talking now. I'll go into my big bag of powdered resin wood glue, and I'm going to stick the pot in there and fill it up. There we go. Stuff like talcum powder. It's not talcum powder, it's glue. Twist it up, fold it over, put the clamp back on the end. Oh, hang on, there's a hole there, but go further down than that. Keep the damp out. Clamp on it, there you go. Keep the damp and the dust. Right, that's my glue. There's my pot. There's a stick. Just mix it up. Where's my water? God, a bit of a mess around here at the minute. Yeah, this stuff is powdered resin wood glue. It's based on urea formaldehyde, which is a carcinogen, and I should be wearing a mask, which I normally do, but then I can't talk. Water in there. So first of all, I'll give it a bit of a mix so it ends up like cottage cheese. And I'll leave it for a bit. I said it before, but this stuff is not as good as it used to be. But I've got to use the batch up. Don't mix so well. It still sticks all together, but it's not as good. Apparently they've reverted to their old recipe, hopefully. Because this, I do like cascamite, which is a resin glue, because it's 100% waterproof, you see. And when you're doing shutters, or any external work, it's a good job it's 100% waterproof. See, PVA, even waterproof PVAs aren't very waterproof. They're more waterproof than non-waterproof PVA. Yeah, wood glue. But this stuff is, when it goes off, that's it. It's, yeah, it basically turns into a plastic. Or a resin. A hard resin. It works in similar, like for instance the bandages you get in hospital where they dunk them in water, don't they? Wrap it on your leg and it goes off hard. It's the same principle. It's a water hard, yeah. It's a resin that hardens by with contact with water, moisture. There you go. So I'll leave that. I'll put it over there so that it can warm up, because then it helps it to, yeah. That's warm. Oh, it's nice and toasty near the fire. Do a little bit of toastiness near the fire. Now, what is it with these people like Jacob Rees-Mogg? Whenever he wants to try and portray himself as being a man of the people, yeah, what he does is he has a picture of himself taken in front of his big wood burner, or big open fire. That's it, with all the expensive trinkets around him. Yeah, I don't really think that really helps with the image. But you're a man of the people and all that. And then you get the who else does that? Oh God, Prince Charles. He's another numpty. No, he's been accused at the moment, isn't he? Can't remember what that's for now. What has he been accused? Been accused of something. I know there's something going on. I can't remember what it is. Losing my mind that I am. Anyway, got my hairline. Now I need my. Take it off there. Don't need that on there. Now I need my nail gun, which is here. So basically they're glued and nailed together, and then they're when they're fixed onto the walls, they have the hinges with the screws. They go right through, basically, or the bolts go right through, holds the whole lot together effectively. So let's grab some nails. These are 16 gauge nails, so 15 gauge nails. But they're still blind. Otherwise, they don't They don't have a head, effectively. Well, they do have a bit of a head, but not like they're sunk below the surface of the wood. So now I need to. Oh, you forget this lovely new pencil that Glasgow Kiss got me. You forget it's there. It is good. I like it. Didn't realise how good they are. These are a mechanical pencil. 1310. I'll just mark that 1310. I think I really like this pencil. I know it's just a pencil, but it's actually it's quite dark. So it's actually really easy to see. There you go. That gives me an indication. So that one's going to go there. So I'll put marks on the T-square here, so I know how far from the top and the bottom the rails have got to be. Which is there. There you go. I'll tell you the other good thing about this pencil is I can't put pencils behind my ears. They fall out. I remember now, apparently there's fraud or corruption stuff in one of Prince Charles's, it's been investigated, Prince Charles's charities. Now I used to work do fundraising for the RSPCA, and our business was a limited company, and it was a business. It was what we did. We raised money, so what we did is we went out there to try and seek funds from trusts and stuff like that. So we put the legwork into. It takes a lot of time and work. You have to earn a living, and crikey, the guy from Enterprise Car and Van Rental, we managed to get vans and stuff like that for the RSPCA and all the sign right. And anyway, that was a long time ago now. But the thing about what got me is that at the time, basically, to get charitable status, you had to you run it as a company, but your company gets charitable status. So you have people in that company who are responsible for the charitable status, because there's extra rules you've got to abide by, fraud and stuff like that. But the thing that really got me is, did you realise that the legal requirement in the UK for a charity to, as a proportion of what goes to the charity, as in to the cause, was only 40% at the time. So every pound that you gave, a lot of these charities are only giving, 40p. The rest of it was sucked up in the fees, and in some cases it was paid to companies like ours, for which we got a profit. I think it's bad management himself. I don't feel guilty, because at the end of the day we did a lot of work, hell of a lot of work. It's like anything, when you basically asking for money all the time is what you're doing, and you have to fill all these forms in, or at the time that was just starting to get a lot of online applications, which was quite handy. But most of it was form filling, and it just took forever. And the charity couldn't get the right people to do that work for nothing. So we did it on a commission basis. It's quite interesting, because we were approached by the RSPCA to do it, and then we set the company up accordingly. That's kind of what's happening with the PPE in the UK when I think about it. So now they're going to burn all this, or destroy all this PPE, aren't they? All that stuff that's in containers in Kent. And it's costing £1 million a day to store, you see. So now they're going to burn all this PPE. Millions and millions of pounds. Was it billions or millions? Billions of pounds worth of PPE. It's just going to waste. It's just mad. And we've got people in charge going around in their little Brexit bus, and they're going to try and find the opportunity to Brexit from the people, but also they're going to, this particular moron, Jacob Rees-Mogg, is going to be is going to be trying to find the efficiencies. Going to be responsible for efficiency. The irony of it. Oh, crikey. the Tory party efficient? No. No, they're not. Oh, it's fun. That's one. One of the reasons why I glue these rails, a lot of the time the glue joints break, because obviously the expansion contraction of the wood. But it doesn't matter, because by that time they're all fixed with the hinges and the bolts going through, and it all clamps all up tight anyway, so they they can't fail, providing they're fitted as I suggest. But I make sure I've got full cover of glue on the back of the rail, because then I can be sure that the rail ain't going to rot from behind, because that can happen if you don't allow for it. There you go. Dee. Mo Green, how's your brother? Indie Truck Davey. I haven't seen his videos recently. I hadn't actually I hadn't had notifications for him, to be honest. Megan, why am I surprised? Because I have the same problem. You got like Max's and stuff. I get notifications for all the Max's videos. I get notifications for all of Phil's videos. But my videos, actually, I don't always get notifications for Graham's. I do some more often than not, but not every video. I think the bigger channels get preferential treatment, which does not allow for diversity. I don't think. I think it makes the YouTube, because of the algorithm, obviously, but I think it makes YouTube a stale place. Glue, 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 glue. And I'm using a wallpaper seam roller. That's what that is. That's what it is. It's a wallpaper seam roller, and I use it basically. It's got a bit of tape around it, and that's my glue roller. And the beauty about it is that once the glue builds up on it, I can just peel it off and start again. But a bit more glue around it. And that keeps the roller clean. It works like a good one it do. So do you reckon that Alexander Boris Steffel Johnson will be in government come the next general election? I'm starting to wonder that maybe he could be, which is a very scary thought considering the damage he's doing. Like Burgo said, he's the worst ever Prime Minister. I do miss Burko. I know he's a Tory. Now we've got a Labour guy, and he might as well be a Tory. But he was very entertaining. Oh dear. And he thought Brexit was a stupid idea, which it was. I'm sure the people in the EU don't think so, though. They probably love it now. They probably think Brexit's a brilliant idea. I'm sure the people, the European citizens who that were living in the UK that were very concerned. The vitriol that's going on. Oh my God! And we've got that particular Natalie Elphick, the woman who thinks that the delays, the red tape at Dover is definitely not Brexit. And now she's going on. She's trying to make out that this is just ridiculous, such an oxymoron. She's just going on about how great it is for Dover, Brexit is, because all the investment we've made because of Brexit. So many jobs, 650 jobs or something stupid. Oh, God's sake. can't remember, how many jobs was it again? There's quite a few jobs, but the thing is, you're talking about taxpayers' money. It was a job that didn't need to be done before, but now it does. It's just, I don't know, this woman's nuts. I've got it here, is that Natalie? I think that's Natalie. Oh yeah, Dover MP suggests they benefited from Brexit due to the extra paperwork. I'll share that with you, as in, let's have a listen. Natalie Elphick. God's sake. Can't believe that's just, the stuff that comes out of their mouths is just unreal. This is a bit odd, isn't it? I'm videoing the video. Right,
Well, here in Dover and Deal, we've already been benefiting from the so-called Brexit dividend. We've had £100 million invested in our board facilities here. It's going to bring with it 650 extra jobs.
How mental is that? So she's basically saying a justification for Brexit is the fact we've got to spend money because of Brexit. But it's definitely not Brexit, no. She's a loon. The woman's completely not a loon. Oh dear. Save us from them. I want some, I'd love to have some kind of sense of reality. Some common sense, but unfortunately, it's no longer common. Yeah, I'm doing my live show again on... I'm not going to do it, but I don't know what I'm going to do, unless you actually got any ideas. I don't know whether just to do on Sunday, to do it, like, for instance, go over what's happened in the week, maybe, make it an overview of the week. Or something in particular. I don't necessarily want to do, sort of repeat what everybody else is doing all the time, you know what I mean? It's like, you end up being, a parrot. I do try and find stuff that, for instance, if Max has done something or Phil's done stuff, and I don't want to get onto the old bandwagon, if you know what I mean. I think it's a little bit, it's a bit weak doing that. And besides, people get bored of it, bored of the same thing again and again and again, just the same news. I know I get bored of it. Sometimes it's quite hard to find anything that's different, because the news and and stuff online or what have you, and people talk to it, all ends up with the same, very samey. And you end up just regurgitating the same stuff again and again and again. And I think it just makes it boring. And I don't like boring, as you probably might already know. I don't like stuff that's... Well, I think sometimes come back here. I think sometimes how I come over on my videos, I think sometimes I can be a little bit irritating. I can't help it though, it's just me. But that's the kind of impression I get. Not everyone buys into my take on things, let alone the way I present myself. But it's just sort of, I know some people think I'm putting on a voice and stuff. I get that a lot. But when I get passionate about stuff, that's just what comes out of my head. I can't help it. Or if I'm trying to get, not make the video too long. I think I've calmed down a little bit the last couple of days. But earlier this week, I think I was getting a little bit over the top. I could tell by the amount of people who unsubscribed. I think I was annoying people. It's quite likely. But oh well. Can't worry about it sometimes, can you? You just got to be yourself. Right, now all I've got to do now, I've got to cut this shutter to length. Then I'll put some clamps on, put it to one side. There's a brace that goes on these as well, sort of diagonal brace, across corner to corner. No idea it transfers the load from the corner through into a fixed point, so they don't sag. But I can't get the materials at the moment because they ain't got any in stock, so I'm not going to do that just yet. So I thought I'd just get the shutters together, and then I'll do that later. And it's not because of Brexit. I wonder if I could say, it's all because of Brexit. It's Brexit's fault. Everything's Brexit. It's Brexit. It's Brexit. This is Brexit. Everything's Brexit. No, it's not Brexit. Besides, I'm in France. No, it's probably to do with the pandemic, but also here in France and many places within the EU, and the same obviously in the UK, much of the timber has gone abroad. Lots and lots of wood has gone to America, China as well. That's created shortages here. definitely not, the stock is nowhere near as full as it used to be. But, although saying that, the prices have gone up, but nowhere near in line with UK prices of timber. I've seen about 60 to 70% increase in the cost of timber, which is very annoying, obviously. Not so much from the mills. There's been a slight increase at the mills, but not much. But machine timber like this is 70% dearer. Actually, it's probably more than that, actually, a little bit more than that. Yeah, but it's definitely dearer. The Vaude lamb. Than what it was before, I was paying before. Which is very annoying. That I do admit. But it's just one of them things, isn't it? But it's not obviously because of Brexit. But for those in the UK, they've got obviously the cost of timber. Remember, a lot of the UK's timber comes from Europe. From the continent. Finland, for instance, and France. And needless to say, these countries are holding on to it for themselves because what's the point of shipping it when you can't shift the stuff as well? That's one other thing. There's a lot of haulage companies are deciding to hold back from shipping to the UK because it's just hassle. Lorry drivers sitting in hours and hours and hours in lorries just sitting there waiting, and they have not all the lorry drivers get paid for it. Most of them don't. They only pay for a certain period of time, and then that's it. It's their time. Why did that go through? Ooh. There you go. That one cut to length. Got to cut the width as well, but it gets done on the table saw. But we'll do that later. So that needs to be cut to width because it's still got the grooves up piece with there. We'll just put them on the side. Oh, we'll put some clamps on it first, won't we? La 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 la. 6-inch G clamps or C clamps, depending what country you're in. I'll use two in each of those. These are on here. Then I'll use long reach on the other side. Just to, just helps a little bit. Don't need to squeeze not too hard, just enough just to pinch them up a little bit. Don't go bad. I don't want not after the glue oozing out. Then I've got some slightly longer reach short clamps here. Not that one. You can never have too many clamps. There. If you do create a little dimple with your clamp, normally you could put wood. Not normally, I don't bother actually with it shutters, but you can put a bit of wood underneath and stop them from marking the shutter. But if you don't, and you've got a little dimple in there and you don't like it, a little drop of water, especially on pine, even works on oak and that as well. A little drop of a little drop of water into the little recess, and it'll swell up bigger than the actual indentation, and then you sand it off. It's a quick trick. So what shutter is this? This is number 6. This was number 6. That is. So I've got to make sure I mark it. I am. Number 6, and it's top. The pencil's really good. I never knew how good they were. There you go. Over here it goes. I've got this one here. Now I've got to trim this one. Bom, 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 bom. So let's remove these bits of wood. Now these bits of wood here, these ones here, are actually long enough to do one of the other shutters. So I can put them to one side. Yeah, I've got various people posting stuff online because obviously the problems at Dover, they're not necessarily all the time, are they? Do you know what I mean? There's peaks and troughs. So you've got this flipping what they call it, EU. There's a website called Brexit Facts, facts4eu.org. So they try and make it out as like it's a fact-checking site, and it's not. It's just a propaganda site. And they're posting pictures and videos of Dover with no traffic. And none of us, that stupid to think that there isn't, time periods that it's, not busy. Anyway, anyone saw Graham Hughes and Kieran doing their little live streaming over the channel, what have you, going to Luxembourg, wasn't it? And then that clearly showed us problems. To say that there's no friction, or it's the same as it was before, is ridiculous. This is my saw slide that I made out of a bit of old, laminate flooring, and basically the saw just runs along that slot and it makes a nice straight cut. Works like a good one, it does. There you go. I'm not going to trim it off to width yet. I'll do that once it's, I don't want to disturb it basically, so I'm going to put my clamps on. The glue that does the job, and then obviously once the hinges go on, it does the job too. Plus you obviously got the glue area from the rail as well, the brace, that's got to go on there. Love me tender, love me true. Oh, okay. Oh, shut up, don't give up your day job. Right, there you go, that was on there. Number 6. Oh, new pencil. Yes, top. And there's a 6. I learned my lesson. Always make sure I mark them now. I've had times when oh no, I forgot to mark them, and then what you do is you've got a whole bunch of shutters, and they're not marked. You don't know which pair goes which pair, and some of the measurements are quite close, like 5mm difference between one pair to another, and then you can mix and match and end up all wrong. That's what we'll do. Alright, that's what we got. Oh, got a few comments there. Ionto the sex shinners. Okay. What? Or ex-shinners. Oh, yeah. Who's lost in France? Lost in France, okay. Simon says, 55, at 55, it's what my boss wants for his herb garden. Making 10 rectangular raised box beds with ornate metal corners. Yeah, you can do that, can you? That'd be an easy job to do. Where are you going to get your ornate metal corners from, though? There's an element in Northern Ireland that's happy to live on the brew, and they don't vote. SC, SD, LP, Alliance Green, Aonto, Beep or Croggy. All you. Oh, God. Oh, they're doomed. Chatty rat, they're doomed. Is that the one run by Glasgow? Oh, that one. Yes, sir. Now I know what you're on about on my stream the other day when you're talking about pencils. Thanks a lot, buddy. They're really good, actually. You better say good they were. Yeah. No. Yeah, the leads. I don't. What is he talking about? Blink pencil again? The leads themselves, they didn't realise how well they marked, because the pencils have been used, and which are the 2Bs. They mark okay. But on wood, they're not that dark, so sometimes it's quite hard to see. But they're really good there. See that? See? Wear it with pride, mate. Yeah, that was my cup. Where's my cup gone? Oh, there it is. Oops. Oh dear. There's a laugh. Yeah, cheers, buddy. Really appreciate it. That's very kind of you. There's an element in. Oh, no, he's done that one already. I'm losing track here. Concrete farms are the future. I'll tell that to Graham. He loves concrete, doesn't he? Graham does. Yeah. He doesn't like concrete buildings, but then he whacks copious amounts of concrete underneath his place in the on Ginger Island. 16 weeks we have to have notice of the deliveries of customs. 16 weeks before you have notice of the for deliveries of custom windows from Europe. Crikey. Used to be less than 2, yeah. I take it, are they coming from Germany? Because a lot of the window section at Rayner are German sections. The UPVC sections. Are they aluminium? Extruded aluminium. Powder coated. Oh crikey, yeah, if you talk about timber frames, that's the materials there, and shipping. If you're importing raw materials from the EU into the UK, if you go on WTO terms, well then there's no import tariff at all. But there's still fees, there's still costs. And plus, obviously, this stuff's got to move from A to B still. Still got to go to places like Dover and places like that. And the lorry drivers here, on the continent are nervous. It's just hassle for them. They just don't want to take on that kind of work. They've got enough work here anyway. So they have to pay over the odds to get people wanting to make deliveries to the UK. Madman, price of wood here in Scotland has shot up by 100%. Is that timber as in, like CLS and stuff like that? Or is it plywood? So I know plywood and MDF, that's really gone through the roof, isn't it? It's nearer here as well, but nowhere near in comparison to the UK. Chatty Rat says, as a response to RC, irresponsible minister concerned is Gordon Lyons of the DUP, but then Jeffrey Dolson is on record as saying that he could live with the loss of 40,000 jobs in Northern Ireland to deliver Brexit. Tell that to the people who are, losing their jobs. Yet they vote them in. Kent in general has benefited from Brexit because of all the money they get from lorry drivers to enter Kent. Yes, that is true, the fees. Well, but are they still fining the lorry drivers? On the M20, if they stop anywhere, they're not supposed to stop. They've been, they've been playing with the government now. Who's been playing with the government? The government's been urged to build more lorry parks, more garage garages to cope with the influx of deliveries. Because obviously now we're getting into spring. We had the winter. How many more lorries are going to be? It's bad now. What's going to be in a few weeks' time? When everyone starts kicking off, like timber, for instance, everyone starts wanting to build their sheds in the gardens and their pergolas and stuff, gazebos. And they need more wood. Now I can remember, when would it have been? About 2007, I think it was. 2006, 2007. No, but before that. But 2004, 2005, I remember there being a shortage of timber. And that was partly due to restrictions in the EU, because there was a shortage of timber anyway. So the way the allocations were done within the EU, there was a shortage in the UK, especially of fencing materials. And we used to use a company called Ellis Timber, and they had nothing, hardly. And nothing we wanted anyway. And we were doing a lot of the fencing for Wilcon Homes in Norfolk. And we used to buy pallets and pallets and pallets of feather edge boarding, cant rail and 4x4 posts, all tantalised timber. And that's before Osmosis Street. They took the what was it called now? Arsenic out of it. That's it. Had arsenic in the preservative, in the wood preserver. So be careful with old fence posts when you've got to burn them and stuff. They've got some pretty toxic stuff in them. Doesn't arsenic come from cherry pips or something? It's in cherries, isn't it? Cherry pips. I think you have to go through a process to get it out. It's not why you're eating cherries. You're not going to get arsenic poison by eating cherries. Hello, Chris. Hope you're well, buddy. And Derek. I was talking about you earlier. Were your ears burning? I didn't mention your name though, but I was talking about it. I mentioned something you said to me. Oh, you mentioned about all the bot comments I was getting, all the dodgy sites. That's it. Thanks for letting me know about that, because I did miss a few. But that day, I must have got rid of... Oh, that morning, I did 66. I did a whole load in the evening as well, so I don't know how many. It must have been over 100. What comments I got rid of, I had to report. It just sucks all my time up. Crazy. I wish YouTube would just get on top of it, and you'd think the system would stop it. You know, when one of these sites posts something that says VOR on it, or something like that, and it ends up in a link, I suppose I could... I didn't want to do this, but I might have to stop links on the site, in the comments, which I don't really want to do, because sometimes people link to parts of the video, or they might do links to sites just to inform me about stuff, which is very useful to me, because obviously it educates me and allows me to do other videos. I don't really want to do that. Oh, that OSB, so that's 200% on OSB. Is doubled in price. I've heard some reports where it's almost tripled in some places. I bet the builders' merchants are tripling. I know that OSB is like places like B&Q and some of those sort of places are quite a bit more expensive. The old Sterling board or oriented strand board, as some people like to call it. That's what it is, OSB. Oh, who can remember the old stucco board, which is like pressed straw? I had to do, oh God, this is on a fairly newish build, I'll say newish build, I've been in the 70s or 80s. And I had to renovate this, not renovate, what was that? Oh, remedial works in the shower. And all the walls in the shower was stucco board, which is all this pressed, straw. That's what was used for the internal walls. And normally that stuff was used for doing roofs and stuff, which is even, just as stupid. And it just rotted. And as we tried to fix this flip of wall, I ended up using this cement board in the end, aqua board, I think it's called, and to completely line the inside of this shower because it's just rotted. It's just literally all the straw is rotted. Of course it's rotted. It's just ridiculous. In a shower, you've got it's leaking past the tiles through the plaster. So I don't suppose they care at the time when they're building places. That money, isn't it? How much money these places are made? Oh, I'm trying to get the chat back up. Yeah, Derek. Afternoon to you too, buddy, and to everybody else who's watching. The industry was shut down for a year due to COVID-19 worldwide. Oh, God, come back. Where are we? Oh, jump. Where is that? Shut down for a year due to COVID-19 worldwide, of course. It's going to interfere with, of course it is, yeah, that will interfere with supply. But the UK's got double whammy. It's got Brexit as well on top of all that. Not quite. I don't suppose it's as bad for you though, got an island, because obviously you come the other route now. But prices my point was earlier, Derek, is the prices of materials here have increased by no means as much as it has in the UK. I was referring to these boards I was using on these shutters. That's gone up about 60 to 70%. But I know that, well, people I've been in the trade all my life, so it's, friends whatever still in the UK. And I obviously speak to them and they tell me what they're paying for materials. And it's considerable. In some cases up to 300%. On average, materials across the board is around 30 to 40%. That's what I read anyway. That was the Industrial Journal. That was what's called now Federation Master Builders. That's it. I used to be a member. Oh God, there we go. Yeah. Speak of the devil. We've got a bot comment that happens to be. Yeah. Well done, Lost and Fast, for putting that out. Oh, another one, and another one. Oh my God, what? Really? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bot comments. Webcam, something or other. hot, you know what, and it's, yeah, 5 in a row. It's very annoying. So a snowboard addict. I take you like snowboarding. Oh, are you in the EU? Well, he says, there again, might be a she, I don't know. I've ordered some specialist motorcycle suspension built in 2 days in Italy. Just had the notification it has been shipped to the UK, delivery expected 14th of March. Crikey, it's being shipped, that's how long it's going to take. Crikey, oh, there goes my compressor. That's terrible. Oh, you're in the UK then, okay. You sure about the customs and stuff, as in the tariffs? Are you okay with that? Because obviously they're going to be expensive parts, aren't they? You'll get a big bill when it gets delivered to you. Farmers have their produce processed. Yeah, they're having. Well, that's going to get harder though, isn't it, Derek? Because the EU have, well, they basically banned on the whole for that no importation of meat stuffs that had antibiotics into the EU. So they've got to try and prove that those carcasses have not had any antibiotics before it can even go anywhere near the EU. It does, but I don't think that applies to Northern Ireland, though. I don't think the protocol applies to that. So Northern Ireland might be right. No, it's not right. No, doesn't it? Okay. No, it doesn't save you. So no, you won't be able to export the meat in the first place. So how are they going to get that stuff processed? It's probably going to mean there's going to be more blooming pigs that are going to get killed and burnt on fields. Oh God. Oh, well, hang on, what's this? Produce and processed in the Republic, including milk from Mr. Poots Dairy Farm. Oh, Edwin Poots. Oh, that man is awful. Oh, dear, they always find the DUP, don't they? Although he is a dog lover, he does like dogs, so I'll give him that. Oh, talk about dogs, my little Wally has to have tablets now. My little Wally dog, he used to have it for his heart. He's got heart murmur, you see, and it's starting to cause some problems with his lungs, getting fluid in his lungs. So he's had to have these, he's had to have some diuretics to get rid of the water, and he's also got to have a regular tablet now every single day, or twice a day, 2.5 milligrams. I can't remember what it's called now. Something Vetamedin or something. Vetmedin? Anyway. You got a strange noise? Okay. What's a strange noise? My compressor. Tom Nelson. That might have been my compressor kicking in. Chatty Rat says to Derek Mundy, 33% of Northern Ireland raw milk comes south, as Northern Ireland has insufficient raw milk processing capacity. Then there's also processed milk that comes south, e.g. for Lidl's. Boston France says, I ordered a new work vehicle last August. I'm getting it, fingers crossed, mid-March this year. I guess still quite a long while, isn't it? So what I used to do with our vehicles from a business, we used to buy them from lease hire companies. And what they used to do is because they would be a lease hire company could actually legally, or for the deal they had with their supplier, they could sell them on providing as a second user. So what they used to do is they used to buy all these vehicles in, a certain amount used to go into lease hire, and a certain amount they used to sell on at a profit, obviously, for them. And but they were allowed to do it then because effectively that was second hand then, you see, because obviously they were the first registered user. So we were buying brand new vehicles, but we were the second registered user. So it devalues them a little bit, but they're so much cheaper. It's like we had my Ranger double cab, I got a 15,000 at the time, brand spanking new. We used to use a lot of Doblo vans. They're just really good little vans there because they're like a square box in the back, so you get your gear in. You know, really good practical van. Yeah, so anyway, we used to buy our vehicles that way. All leased, not all leased, all borrowed money, you know what I mean? So when we got hit in 2008 with the recession, well then obviously getting our cash flow high enough to be able to pay the blooming debts was a nightmare. But, you know, paid off in the summer house. It sounds like it's sleeting there. Are you saying that the sound has gone a bit odd? Tell you what, what's my battery doing? Battery's good. I'm going to unplug the battery. Hopefully that stops it. Alright, we also process gammon from imported pigs from Britain, yeah. But with the usual markup. Well, yeah. So you're importing the pigs. I heard that you're processing it and putting it into packets and what have you. I don't know if you're doing the labelling. You might be doing labelling as well. And then shipping it back to the UK again. So it comes from the UK. Over the Irish Sea to Ireland. Gets processed in Ireland. And go back over the Irish Sea again into the UK. But it's also going to be harder now because obviously that, yeah. I imagine, I don't know. Everything takes time, doesn't it, to catch up. So if it's, maybe they're getting away with it at the moment. I don't know. Oh, it's good now. It sounds okay now. It's the charger for the phone. It's interfering. Sometimes, I think what happens is when the batteries get lower in these microphones, when I have the phone plugged in as well, and the phone is fully charged now, I have that phone plugged in as well with the battery pack, it seems to interfere with the radio mic. So it's a bit annoying. So I do apologise for that. So anyway, I'll unplug it now. Okay. My new one is a Toyota Hilux. A Le Cap with a few workhorse options. Cool. Oh, pretty cool. So is that a double cab? Because the one that I had, my old Ranger was an old double cab. They're quite cool things, the old Rangers now. Mine was quite basic at the time. It was a Ranger Thunder. Yeah. Cool. Clear sound now. Good. Cool. It's fixed. Yay. Yes, that's the charge. About the Protestant Northern business types take back control of the political situation and negotiate a shared island now instead of sticking their heads in the sand. Yes. Well, what can you say? It is mad, isn't it? So what we're doing is we're shifting meat all over the flipping place, aren't we? You know, to get it processed because we don't have the capacity in the UK. We don't have the butchers. We don't have the staff. The processing place. Yeah, the packing centres and the processing and the butchers, and we relied heavily on staff from the EU, and now we've sent them all away again, effectively, or pushed them out, or made them feel unwelcome, or one or the other, and those seasonal workers are no longer coming because even the meat process is seasonal. You know, a lot of the meat and stuff is seasonal. Although it's saying that with the pork and that, with the farms down here, that they get butchered all the time, all the way through. But obviously, there's peak off for lamb and whatever. You get lambing season, and they're generally butchered all at the same time. So what happens to that meat? Do they just freeze it or something, or do they just keep trickling that through as livestock? Snowboards in the UK. Spent 25 years teaching snowboarding, mountain safety, mainly in France. Would have been in the Alps this year, but it's very difficult to sort. Work visas. Yeah, I bet you are devastated. Sorry to hear that, matey. We've got some loads of idiots. What they do now? They put their cross in the wrong box, didn't they? Spoils it for everybody and themselves, but they won't acknowledge that. Oh, you got the extra cabin. Oh, it's the extra cabin. So it's so is it double cab or extra cab? Because you got the super cab version. It's got that dicky seat arrangement in the back behind the seats, and then you got the double. Obviously, the one was a 4-door. It was slightly shorter buck, but you've got the rules regarding vehicles, like commercial vehicles, to be able to get the full tax back. When I was in business in the UK, what we used to have to do is to make sure they could carry a payload of 1 ton as a commercial. Because if it was, say, for instance, it was 0.9 or 0.8, whatever, we couldn't claim we couldn't claim all the VAT back. But if it was 1 ton, we could claim all the VAT back, which the Ranger was in the back. So yeah. Michael Jackson. You did the moonwalk. You still did the moonwalk though. Didn't realise that, did you? Oh, you couldn't see my feet, of course. Anyway, well, I'm sure Jacob Rees-Mogg can easily highlight amazing Brexit benefits, which will blow away all the minor little teething troubles we expect. Yeah, it's teething troubles. But they're telling us that beginning of last year, there's just teething troubles. And these teething troubles are like, I don't know, full-blown decay. God. Having a tooth extraction and a root canal surgery. And if we do ever rejoin the EU, that will be, I don't know, implants. Yeah, screw-in implants. Maybe. Yeah, they do. The four-door does lose. Obviously, it's got a short back. Yeah, mine did. It had a short back. That's the four-door version. But I use it because I want to move people about, not just loads. Ah, I got you. Load of wood, stone, have you? I used to have, what was a pickup truck? The old Sierra pickup, a P100, was that P100 pickup truck? And it was completely rotted out. It used to be my father's, and he never got the brakes done, and the discs flew out. Not this, the pads flew out off the calipers, and then it didn't stop in the junction, but that was okay. There was no one there. Anyway, I sorted it out, got the MT on it, and the buck was so rotten. What I'd done? I ripped all the buck off, cut it off, got rid of it all. No more buck in the backer, and made a timber buck with drop down sides and just weld up, basically weld up square frames and the hinge, all the proper hinges and stuff and the latches. So it looked very good. The proper buck. I got Ginger's Drafts there. Hello there. Hi. I will be clipping off this one in a minute. I'm going to be going on the other one, onto the Wally Bar. Everyone's more than welcome to join me there. Which is Wally Bar, as in WALLYBOIS. Blimey. Yeah, so it's nuts, isn't it? It's just everything's just gone absolutely to pot. Oh dear, if you don't laugh, you'll cry, wouldn't you, you know? Just everything's been ruined by a load of greedy people who want everything their own way. And they hate the EU for some particular reason, and they can't actually tell us why. The fire's nearly going out, and the sawdust is burnt. I think it's more sawdust. So, yeah, anyway, I'm going to love you and leave it. It's about 2 hours, 40 minutes. It's not a race or a record. I'm going live on. I might go live again before then. I don't know. But on Sunday going live. I'm not sure what we'll be talking about. Hello, Veg Pie. I'm going to be clicking over to my other channel in a minute. Veg Pie, we're going on to the other channel in a minute anyway, onto Wally Bar. So yeah. So I'm not stop streaming. I just need to make sure I need to charge my microphones up, and then I'm going to go live on the other channel, and I might do a bit with the a little bit with with the TIE Fighter, but also might make another shutter as well. So yeah, I'll go live on Sunday at 8 PM GMT as well. But I'm not actually going away. I'm just going to go onto my other channel because I need to make sure I put material on the other channel as well. You see, and I do have my woodworking channel, and I do need to. You too, Lost in France, and everybody. Have a good weekend. But I need to make sure I put material on the other channel as well. Because I've got loads of videos I'm supposed to be editing, but yeah, that's it, Veg Pie. I'm going to go over onto there in a moment. I just need to whack some charge into my radio mics. These digital mics here. And then I'll go onto the other channel. Yeah, so yeah, but on Sunday we're going live on this channel. I'm not sure what we're talking about. I don't know if anyone's got any suggestions. Oh wow! Thank you very much, RMPP. Thank you. Yay! You're amazing. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, honestly, I really couldn't do this without the help of you guys and gals. Because, quite frankly, as you probably already know, I've moaned about it before regarding YouTube. It's really hard with YouTube, especially in a small channel, because they keep pulling the rug out from underneath you in a small channel. some of it's learning, isn't it? You know, but it's been hard. But luckily, I'm glad I persevered because it looks like it's doing better now than it did before I got hit by the algorithm. So the channel's doing really well at the minute. So I'm really enthused with it. I got a bit down before about it because you work so hard at it, and then all of a sudden it's like the rug get pulled up from underneath you, and you kind of think, oh god, it's a bit depressing. It's a roller coaster ride, I'll tell you. Don't be wrong, I've had up peaks and troughs and that before, but over the Christmas period, for 2 months, it was rock bottom. I was lucky to get any subscribers in a day at all. I think some of it was just me actually. It might not even be anything other than my videos are getting a bit lame. So I hope I'm not being lame now. Anyway, I'm going to click off now. I really appreciate it, and join me here. But I'm going to go over onto my Waddy Bar channel, so I can make sure I get some material on there as well. And it's pretty much going to be doing the I might make another shutter. I might do a bit on the old TIE Fighter. As you do. Yeah, why the hell not? Anyway, thanks again. Ta-ta! Don't we live in a very mad world? We do, don't we? Ain't it exciting? See ya. Ciao. Oh, on the other side. I'll see you on the other side. Ta-ta.